Welcome to the Safely Controlled Podcast, the show where we think we know what we're talking about, but we're still deeply confused.
That's right, those mysterious, spooky, and sometimes downright ridiculous anomalies that the SCP Foundation works so hard to keep under control.
How do they control them? Why do they control them? Honestly, we're still figuring that out. But hey, we got dice, and that's all we need to choose which SCP we're probably going to mispronounce today.
From homicidal rubber ducks to existentially horrifying vending machines, we're here to explain them to you. Mostly.
So buckle up and suspend your disbelief, and prepare to be entertained by two people pretending they know what's going on.
Bastard.
Me?
Yeah.
My fault.
Kinda. A little.
Whoa, what are you watching?
I watched the Ocean Gate one on Netflix. It's about the guy that had the submersible.
Okay, sure.
Dude, you gotta watch that.
Okay.
That is a clusterfuck.
Like, I literally don't know much about that whole thing at all, other than they wanted to go look at the Titanic.
Yeah.
And he was controlling a ship with like a Logitech controller. It's like me taking an Xbox controller down
Yeah, it
there.
looked like a PS2 controller.
Mm-hmm.
What it looked like. And it was... I don't want to say nothing because it's going to completely spoil it, but...
Yeah, but it's also a true story, and it's been told already.
True, but you don't know anything about it, and I kind of don't want to ruin that, you going into it.
Okay.
But it's good. It's like, this fucking guy. That's all I got to say is this fucking guy. And when you're watching this thing, you're just going to keep saying to yourself over and over, this fucking guy.
When did that happen?
2013. 2023.
Yeah, I was going to say 2013.
No, my
Woo.
Yeah. 2020.
I was like, there's no way that happened that way.
2023.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. You got to watch it.
Did you watch any of the other ones that I mentioned?
Which ones?
I had said something about the Aaron Hernandez one that came
No,
out
I did
like
not
a couple
see that
years
one.
ago. That was a good one. I like how this is becoming like half SCPs, half documentaries.
Right? Yeah.
We'll find out. And then, like, you know how we had like double rats.
Yeah.
We're going to have something that's like an SCP. It's just literally about a documentary or something like that.
Okay.
A documentary about the SCP Foundation. There you go. That's a good idea.
A documentary about the
Imagine, imagine people being interviewed.
Yeah. Can you imagine? All the D class.
Oh my God. Like all the different like people that were like doctors and people like Dr. I'm trying to think of like, I think her name was Leah Richter. She was a part of the set of 9 or something like that. Like imagine them sitting these people down and doing a whole documentary about the SCP Foundation. Here at the SCP Foundation, they try to contain without mass hysteria, and everybody's sitting down. There's just massive, crazy nonsense going on in the background. Like, that's just a good. That's a
like
good image.
like as if the news isn't bad enough. You know what I mean? And then you got the shit on top of it.
I just like imagine them interviewing some poor son of a bitch, and then behind them there's just like a random containment breach. I'm not saying that it like in my head that the Foundation is chaotic, like constantly there's always something wrong happening.
Yeah.
But most of these files would say that something is going on.
I mean, with all the disarray, how can you not have the chaos? Do you know what I mean? It's just a big old mess.
I wonder what would be... This is actually really funny now. Like, what would be, like, the best job to have inside the SCP Foundation? Besides, like, you know, all the other people, like, the actual, like, people, like, doctors and researchers, scientists, and all that crap. But, like, we could work in the cafeteria.
We'd be the ones that classify stuff and write the articles.
Well, obviously, like, if anything, like, our role... If you would think about it through this podcast, our role is just, like, we came in and we're reviewing people's work.
Yeah.
But
we
like,
kind of are.
Yeah. But I feel like that's what our role would be.
Like, it's a fine line between the fiction and the real, right?
Yeah, right,
like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, part of me, like, wants to believe this world where this is all actually happening. Part of me is like, oh, I'm like getting immersed in this and I'm falling into it.
But the reality of it, I'm saying too, is like, I feel like we would be in total different departments of the foundation if we were to work there.
You think?
I think that I would, like, if they have a cafeteria or something like that, obviously I feel like I would gravitate that way, or I'm just like, there's no way that I would even be a part of it. I don't know. Like,
You could be the line cook in the cafeteria.
yeah, like everybody just comes to me like, oh, what's good today?
Yeah, what's going on?
And I'm not, obviously, I'm just saying, like, I'm not a scientist or anything like that. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not somebody that has the qualifications of being a higher up.
Oh yeah, but it's kind of cool to be a fly on the wall, I guess.
And it's also cool just to sit there and
imagine that it's a real thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool. We were watching, is it Black Widow? That show on Netflix?
Black Widow.
Is it Black Widow or Black Mirror? We just randomly, like, when we have nothing to watch, we'll watch one of those. It was a really good one I saw the other day. The guy that Jesse, what's his last name?
Pinkman.
No.
Jesse Plemons.
Plemons, that's it. Yeah, yeah, he's so good.
An actual person. I thought you were talking about a character, as in because
the actor was in an episode that I watched. We watched.
I feel like we've had this conversation.
We might have.
Yeah, Aaron Paul has been in that show.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So. I would say that Jesse Plemons is one of the actors that I look at and I'm like, I hate you because of Breaking Bad. Because his character Todd was an absolute dickhead for Breaking Bad.
But like, I really appreciate everything that he's in.
I remember what the fuck. There's a movie. Oh no, it was Was it a TV series that he was in? They did this really weird thing with. You remember the movie Fargo?
Yes.
They made series out of Fargo.
Yeah, we watch them.
Was he in one of them?
I believe so.
Okay, so that's what one of the things that I did remember him seeing, and I'm like, all right, this isn't terrible, because like the first season, like it was one of those shows. Fargo was like different cast every time.
Yeah, first it was
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yes,
was in the first season. I remember Key and Peele were in the first season. They played detectives.
Key and Peele?
Yeah, the comedians.
Yeah.
From the sketch show.
Yeah.
They were both in the first season. They played like fucking homicide detectives.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Just to change it real quick, another show that I guess that I would recommend is another show just like that where it's a different cast every season. True Detective.
Mm-hmm.
The first season.
Did you watch the last one?
No.
The Alaskan one?
No.
Kind of boring, but it was all right.
Just going by the first season with McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, that fucking show's so amazing.
It was good.
And I remember having to watch it.
The Chris Rock one was good. Chris Rock was in a season.
Was he really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know that one. Oh,
really good. And then,
the second season was Rachel McAdams and Colin Farrell. Mm-hmm. Some other dude. I don't remember his face. The only thing that I remember about that was Colin Farrell goes... His son's kind of like fat and a bit of a fucking loser. He goes to school and gets bullied a lot. I used to be that fat little loser and get bullied a lot. But... he says something to his dad, and Colin Farrell is a cop. He is a detective. And he goes to the kid's house and wants to talk to the kid, but he talks to the dad first. And he's like, hey, I just wanted to come over here and introduce myself. I'm so-and-so's dad. And it turns out that our son's had an altercation at school, and I'd like to solve that. And the dad calls his son over, and like nice big stern father. And then all of a sudden... Colin Farrell just turns from like very nice cop to psycho real quickly, and then he's
good for that.
He just starts motherfucking this kid up and down, and then the dad's like, "Hold on, wait a minute," and then he just starts beating the shit out of his dad on the lawn in the front yard of their house.
Yeah, no.
And he looks at the kid after he's like, "Don't bully anybody ever again," and he just looks at him and he goes, "Fuck you." Yeah. Just looks at it like he's like a 12-year-old boy. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like so
I think season 3 was Chris Rock and season 4 was the guy that played Obi-Wan in the... What the hell's his name? He's a British actor.
Obi-Wan?
Yeah, he played the new
Ewan
Obi-Wan.
McGregor?
Ewan McGregor was in the season 4.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing: is the second, like, besides like Colin Farrell's character, everything else in season 2 for me sucked. So I didn't watch the other ones.
I still think season
Fucking you're wrong on Chris Rock. There's no way that he was in a fucking.
I'm pretty sure.
Vince Vaughn. Oh, that's right. He was in the. Yeah, he was in the.
He was Fargo, I think. It was Fargo Chris Rock was in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confusing Fargo and True Detective. But
Sure.
The only reason is because the cast change every season.
I do remember that. You know who else was actually in the first season of Fargo that I really love? Another
Val
British
Kilmer.
No.
Okay.
Was he in that?
No.
Do you know who Martin Freeman is?
Mm-hmm.
British guy.
Yeah.
And then you would seen him. He's in like a couple of different Marvel things.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I fucking love the most that he was a part of was Sherlock. You ever watch Sherlock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're a fan?
I fucking love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
With Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
That shit's so good. There's a couple of different one of those episodes. I mean, for the series that it is, because BBC series or whatever, their seasons last like 4 episodes.
That's all?
But the episodes each are like an hour and a half. So it's like every Sherlock.
So it's like a mini series.
Yeah, there's a good bit of those episodes that were for that show. And each one of them is like an hour and a half long.
Why am I thinking Robert Downey Jr.?
Because he did a movie, Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, okay.
It was Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law in the movies. There was 2 of those. Those movies were like Sherlock plot timeline, if you will, like whenever the fuck that actually takes place.
Yeah.
The early 1900s?
Yeah, late 1800s, I'm thinking.
While Benedict Cumberbatch's shit is like very like modern era Sherlock, yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware.
And it kicks ass. So do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you never watch it, go watch at least 1 or 2 of those.
No, I think I have in the past, yeah.
Hilarious moment in cinematography is Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark in Infinity War talking to Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange on camera at the same time, and they both played Sherlock.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's Sherlock talking to Sherlock, and not one goddamn time did anybody think that it would have been funny to make a no shit Sherlock joke in none of those movies, especially when they were talking to each other. If that would have came out fucking
I didn't even think
Downey's
of that.
mouth, it would have been a pop.
You could hear him say that.
Yeah, exactly.
In my mind, I can hear him say that.
I kind of remember why I typed this in.
All right.
There's certain laws per state when it comes to recreational and medical marijuana. And Maine, I had mentioned this to you like a week or so ago, like I gave you the option, you went somewhere else, but I'm going back to this.
Okay.
Maine has medical marijuana.
Yeah.
I believe they have it. Let me see something here. Can possess up to 2.5 ounces or 2.5 ounces combined of cannabis and concentrate, no more than 10 grams of concentrate. So it actually sounds like they might have it. Is it recreational? Oh, yes, it does. Oh,
Maine?
So Maine has recreational.
Maine has recreation.
Yes. So the one thing that I swear that I saw, there is like a delivery service. It's really weird.
What makes it weird?
About how the laws, like, you're not allowed to get weed delivered to you.
Why not?
But I don't know where I fucking saw this, and I'm literally trying to fucking figure it out here.
All right.
But it was basically like you hire people to find your missing weed, and then they'll find it and bring it to you.
And it's legal.
Because it's just like a way around the law. Because around here, too, in Pennsylvania, we have medical marijuana, we have dispensaries, but we also have random shops. There's one, like, maybe 20 so minutes away from here. You can walk in there without a medical card and buy weed.
Well,
because they're selling THCA.
Yeah, as opposed to THC.
Because
yeah.
once you light it on fire, that's when it becomes the whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Controlled substance.
Is that what it's called?
I guess.
I just thought it was fucking nuts.
Well, in Pennsylvania, you're not allowed to ignite medical cannabis. You're supposed to use a vaporizer. Like actual flower, the way you're supposed to ingest that
is using a vaporizer.
Is using a vape. You have to vaporize the flower. You're not supposed to ignite it.
Says the law?
Says yes.
That's kind of, yeah. What percentage of medical marijuana users do you believe only vaporize their flower?
5%.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
if that.
What the fuck?
I know.
That's the dumbest fucking. What a stupid law.
Well, it's just, they're trying to make it legit. Well, so many other states around us, like Jersey, New York, Ohio, they're all around us, and they're all legal, recreational. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's going to happen here, and now they're talking about, because the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has state stores, that they're going to have the state stores be the vendor for the recreational marijuana and along with the alcohol. So you're going to go to a state store to get your weed.
What states saw differences between prices of medical and rec?
I don't know, but I'm sure it's a taxation thing, because now they can tax all the recreational, whereas they couldn't before.
Right.
So it's just a money grab by the states, because it's all changing over.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. I mean, you can't do nothing about it. It's so many people.
I guess like the one thing that you can do about it is vote.
Yeah.
That's one thing that you can really do about it.
Yeah.
But like, how far does that go?
But is it really going to change?
How does that?
The point is, yeah, you can vote, but we're in a commonwealth, and
right.
You know what I mean? It's hard to get anything to change. Like, we still have state stores. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't live in Pennsylvania, I've been to places where you can go into a fucking Walmart and buy a case of beer. You don't do that here.
No.
Costco's. No, actually, but here's the thing too. Is like I remember going into like North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
That's the more south you go down there on the Bible Belt. You'll fucking all your liquor stores are going to be closed on Sundays.
Yeah.
Still.
Well, yeah.
And they still, I feel like, only have certain stores where you can buy alcohol. Or, liquor.
I'm not sure.
Liquor.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I remember even, like, being in Florida, they have, I don't want to call them state stores, though. They're just liquor stores.
Yeah, but they're owned by people. They're not owned by members of government or state.
Okay.
Yeah, no employees of the state own that.
What's an employee of the state?
Someone that gets paid by the state of Pennsylvania.
For owning
a
business?
For a state store is a PA employee, is a Pennsylvania state employee.
Like
someone that works at a state store.
What? Okay, so name another type of state store that doesn't sell liquor. Is that a dumb question?
Like it's controlled by the state?
Yeah, like a post office.
Post offices are federal.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, they are. Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you see where I'm
state
going?
Run. I don't know what else is a state run other than
liquor stores.
That's it.
In this fucking state, that's the only thing that's state ran?
Yeah. Well, what else? What else do they sell that the state sells? Nothing. The state doesn't sell anything. I mean, like salt trucks, those are all state employees, the people that do all the maintenance on the turnpike.
The salt store.
That's salt store, but like the salt.
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm fucking talking about.
I was being a fucking smart ass.
Yeah, you were.
Let me be.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It kind of just, I don't know. Maybe it took me this long to fucking figure out that I don't know. It just kind of blows my mind.
Other than maybe like not AAA, Department of Transportation.
I was going to say the DMV, but I felt
the DMV is a state.
So but they
don't sell anything except services. Like they sell, the licensing.
Yeah, but are you an employee of Pennsylvania or are you an employee of the DMV?
Which is Pennsylvania. It's the same thing.
Okay.
DMV is
that's two things.
Okay, two things. Yeah, but you're asking for things that are actually sold by the state. The only thing that I know that is sold by the state is alcohol.
Restaurants sell alcohol.
but they pay for a liquor license off of the state.
Never mind.
The state sells them a liquor license.
Yeah.
So they sell liquor licenses.
Yeah. So what you're saying is don't own, well, I mean, so how do you, never fucking mind. You're like, do you know how Subways are owned? Subway, the restaurant? Not the...
Oh, yeah, they're franchises.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but they're franchises as in, like, you can literally, you and I can go buy the rights to a Subway and open up our own Subway.
Yeah, if we have the right credit,
right.
Yes. And the right funding, yes.
But, like, you can't do that with...
A state store?
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't going there.
Okay.
You can't really do that with any other fucking, like, fast food chain.
Yeah, if they're franchises.
Yeah, but I want to say that Subway's different, and it's not necessarily... I don't want to say it's not necessarily like that.
Well, Chipotle's are franchise. Like, they're all franchises, I believe. Unless certain franchises own their restaurants.
Right. That's
like
what
some Wendy's own their restaurants and
right.
some are franchises.
Whereas in you can own the building and open up a Subway in your own goddamn building and sell Subway products.
If you pay the franchise fee. Yeah.
Sure.
To Subway.
Yeah, but I'm pretty like you can only do it with that. This is a story.
No, there's other companies like you can do a Wendy's.
Probably like a fucking Dollar General or something. That's why they're all over the fucking place.
They might be owned by the company. I don't know.
I was getting, I swear this is a story that I heard like not too long ago in the past like couple of years. Like you can literally just fucking randomly open up a Subway basically right next door to another person's Subway. And they don't care. It's so fucking weird. As long as you pay them the price.
Yeah,
that's how Subway makes
care.
their money is just by people fucking giving them the money to open up their shop.
Welcome to capitalism. Capitalism, yeah.
And then I thought, where I'm from, there's right there on Route 30 is just one of every goddamn restaurant.
Yeah.
Every one. But boom, think of it.
All close by.
Denny's, bang.
Yeah.
Eat Park, bang. Burger King, bang.
Yep.
McDonald's, right across the street.
KFC, bang. No KFC.
Here's a KFC.
There's a Popeyes.
Well, farther down the road.
Okay.
There's one of each of those right there. There's probably 3 or 4 different Subways on the same stretch.
I mean, good for people that own Subways. I just think it's a niche market.
There's another. Oh,
Quiznos.
No. It's not a goddamn sandwich, but it is another restaurant like that, and maybe I'll remember it. And we should probably move on.
Okay.
The melting pot.
Yeah, some cities have them, some don't.
The reason why some cities have them and some don't because you have to buy into it.
The franchise, you have to,
and then you are the one that owns the restaurant,
that melting pot,
right.
in that city. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
What's the difference between franchise and French fries? I'm kidding.
Letters.
Letter. You got a point. You're such an asshole. All right. After all of that fucking nonsense, I feel like we just been breathing in like real hot air for the past, 30 minutes.
Isn't that what we usually do?
All right. How many is that? Is that 4?
I don't know.
You know, yeah, no.
Is it?
I'm doing 3.
Do 3? I don't
Yeah, because we did 4 last week and it broke off into 2 anyway. Rolling today, 428.
All right.
The Crowd.
All right. All right, it's a 290.
290 Euclid.
Yeah.
First roll was 428, seeming rather short, but going ahead, we'll just go ahead and read through this rather fast and see if it's even worthy or not. Once again, 428 Euclid Special Containment Procedures. 428 is to be contained in a 5 by 5 meter. 5 by 5 by 5 meter cell containment. Walls are to be electrified with 30,000 volts. Entrance to the cell is via corridor, airlock, and access to 428 is restricted to level 3 researchers and below while escorted by 2 armed guards. Personnel are to keep 2 meters minimum away from 428 at all times. When not under research, 2 armed guards are to be on duty at all times. Due to 428's effects, all D-class personnel are to be screened for low IQs.
What?
And
I feel so bad for these guys.
Like with the fucking D-class, we gotta find the real stupid ones.
Or to be screened for low IQ.
Because it sounds like, where did I read something about, the 30,000 volts?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna
get
some of these guys are gonna be
toasted.
shocked,
Yeah.
if you will. All right. So anyway, 428's effects. All D-class personnel are to be screened for low IQs and skills that are deemed non-threatening to Foundation security and potential escape attempts. Oh, okay, maybe. All right. Sure. A single D-class personnel due to termination is to be offered once per month to keep 428 satisfied. Ew. However, this will result in the need for an increase in containment space or for a solution to keep 428 neutralized in the future. Neuralized, like fucking Men in Black, dumb as shit. Description of 428: in appearance, a crowd of huddled human beings. As of December 20th of whatever fucking year, it consists of 14 people. While huddled in a circle, 428 is to be considered a dormant state. In this state, the crowd moves with gentle sway and can be heard audibly mumbling. Upon further inspection, the biological eternal, or like the organs, bones, muscles, and fluids, leaving only the skin, has been removed from each individual and replaced with an unidentified material that attaches to a central amorphous mass in the middle of the crowd via lengths of flesh similar to umbilical cords.
I'm freaked out here.
This I'm getting the flesh that hates vibes.
Yeah.
The crowd will not move away from this mass unless a person comes within 2 meters of the central mass. At this point, the crowd will move into the hostile state. The people of 428 closest to the person will attempt to grab and pull them into the middle of the crowd. After contact is made for more than 10 seconds, the person will become a new member of 428. Their internal structure will be removed and replaced with the same material as the other members. Should the potential victim escape, 428 will actively seek them or another potential victim out. It will attempt to absorb any and all human life within immediate vicinity. When all human life has been absorbed and they have become new members of the crowd, it will return to its dormant state.
So, this is crazy.
It's just like this random football huddle of a bunch of people like mumbling together.
With no organs.
Just like sacks of skin.
Yeah. Grabbing another victim and then
tendrils, if you will.
Yeah, and
umbilical cord tendrils.
And then it becomes them at the end. That's why they say that if every month they gotta add another person and it's getting bigger and bigger.
They keep giving the fucking here, take these stupid D-class members.
The really dumb ones.
Yeah, the real fucking stupid ones. Coming in within 2 meters, getting I can just imagine like the umbilical cord thing slapping off that fucking centerpiece.
Yeah.
Pulling your shit in, and then now you're stuck in there. Yeah, I just imagine like this big football huddle of people just standing there, just
like
not doing much
like
enough.
Zombies.
In a big circle, doing some sort of a dance. 428 does not absorb a human being after maximum of 1 month. It will, again, actively seeking them out. It will do this using a variety of different methods. This includes using acquired skills previously known by people it has absorbed. Damn.
Yeah.
It will also use psychological tactics to lure people into grasping distance in an upcoming addendum. How's that work out?
It didn't really go into it. It just says maybe their like vocal skills or their personality skills to get them in there.
Well, no, I mean, my whole thing is like, how are you just like taking on like basic, like, I would put skills and knowledge like sometimes in the same category. So like, how are you obtaining knowledge just from grabbing somebody up? Containment walls are to be electrified, which I'm just guessing has something to do with
them not being able to get out.
Right. Yeah. That has nothing to do with them. It's not like contained. They're not contained to. Well, they're contained basically so they don't fucking get out or, start attacking anybody else. Like, but there's no mentioning of like anesthetics or anything like that to be given to anybody. Like,
well, they lose their brain. It doesn't matter. They don't. They turn into a zombie. The only thing left is the skin. That's so weird that the only thing left is the skin.
Wounds inflicted upon 428's crowd heal at an accelerated rate and do not hinder movement. 428 has been proven to be highly resilient. For instance, a bullet to the leg of a member of the crowd will become lodged but will not affect the individual's movement. and beyond the substance seeping through, the hole will close up within a few days. However, wounds inflicted upon 428's central mass will cause a great deal of pain in the crowd. There we go. I guess I could have saw that one coming. This will cause the crowds to collapse in apparent agony, and 428 will retreat from the cause of the injury, using the crowd to protect itself. This has since been used to herd 428 back to its containment. Should a connection between 428 and a member of the crowd be severed, it will excrete the substance through all of its natural orifices. A sample is currently being studied as remains have been incinerated. Okay, so once again, why are shit like this? These are the files that I'm like, why the shit is it out of containment?
It's not. It's in containment.
No. I'm going to go back here and read. Where did the herd part? This has been since used to herd 428 back into containment.
So it somehow got out.
Why, and then, I understand that Euclid is safe and then needs to be contained with extra steps or whatever. Does it say, it did say something about letting it out or whatever? That's,
I don't remember.
Termination is to be offered once per month to keep it satisfied, result in increased containment space solution to keep it neutralized in the future. Shit like this, it's just like whack 'em. A note for 428. 428 has a hive mind. It therefore does not have a hindrance of movement that would accept it to a sizable crowd. It is able to move a large distance in a relatively short amount of time. It is only limited by the slowest member of the crowd at running speed. 428 appears to maintain some memories, skills, talents of people it absorbs, and willing to use these skills to gain future members or further members. Here's the addendum from earlier on a redacted date before the current containment procedures. 428 managed to pick the lock of its cell using a hairpin and belt buckles from members of the crowd. It then positioned a female of the group slumped in front of the door, sobbing loudly. A researcher who was unaware of 428's properties approached the woman and was abruptly grabbed by the rest of the group. 428 proceeded to move through the facility using the researcher as a frontman, resulting in multiple casualties before the containment breach was alerted and 428 was recontained. People, these casualties are gone. They are 428 now. No matter what it might say or do, they are not your work colleagues nor your friends anymore. Remember this, it may save your life. Oh, fuck, so yeah, it just keeps pulling people in. It's like you want to help them, but at that point, nope, never mind.
Nope, don't help
Was
them.
there did it say a time lapse of that happening?
Every month they get a person.
No, I'm saying within 2 meters, 10 seconds. If you were able to escape, but it still hunts you down because if it wants you, it'll totally fucking take you.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why they're sending in dumb motherfuckers from D class. Because that's the whole thing. It's like if they're sending in dumb people with no talents or anything, they're the ones that are able to fucking herd them around and move them and get the SCP to do what they want.
Yeah, you don't want a smart one in there being part of it.
Yeah, because if you get a smart D class person, they could be the criminal mastermind and fucking
the one
start
that picks
helping
the
you.
locks
Help you take over shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
The dumber, the better.
it's like a 3. That's like a mid.
2. I didn't like it.
It wasn't.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Right. But I feel like mid is probably. I feel like this is one of the average ones.
Mm-hmm. I'd say average or below.
And then besides, the only thing that I can always come back to in certain files is just why the fuck do you guys keep this type of shit around? You can literally just set a fucking bomb off in the middle of it. You shoot the mass in the center of the fucking dormant state, and they're done.
But I guess the whole point is containment.
Yeah, but that's
for science.
Every now and again, shit does go wrong where it's able to pick a lock or whatever. But
till they came up with the 30,000 volt.
Maybe I would make more sense with the other people from a different organization within this universe, because sometimes I don't understand why they keep shit in containment.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you want to do the research on it, but if it's something that can be considered dangerous, take it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But then obviously there's a fine line with wanting to keep like certain things. For example, like that the weapons manual.
Mm-hmm.
Having that is very like it's not that's not necessary. That was like a very I think that was a safe class. The other one, not that book, the other book, like the set of 9 bullshit. The other book is the one that you would read and then shit would start going fucking haywire on you, and people would start like dying, the heart attacks for the pigs. What I was getting at is like that book could come in handy, but it would probably be better off just being burned. I don't know. So 428 being a short one, time to roll another one and seeing if. I mean, it also could be short, but if it's a long one, who knows?
930. 390. 390.
390 labeled Ancient Death Ray.
That sounds good.
Well, absolutely it does. Well, not too...
Medium.
Yeah, it's not too long at all.
All right. Safe.
With a rating of 91.
You want me to read it?
Absolutely.
All right. SCP-390. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-390 is stored in a disassembled state in a climate-controlled containment unit at Site Blank. Direct access to or experimentation with SCP-390 may only be performed with permission from at least 2 Level 3 senior researchers. Description: SCP-390 is the remains of a large mechanical device that is suggested to have been approximately 6 meters in height and 4 meters in diameter, handcrafted and primarily composed of wood, rubber, and other organic materials with metal fixtures and fittings. The remaining intact section of the device consists of a large aiming mechanism topped with a heavy sealed housing containing multiple large glass lenses as well as several components that have yet to be identified. Despite carbon dating of the wood in the structure, placing the device at approximately 2,200 to 2,300 years old, little or to no deterioration of the device's non-wooden components has occurred.
It's so fun. Like, for whatever reason, I heard Ancient Death Ray, and I didn't think of the possibility of it just being made out of wood.
An Ancient Death Ray.
It's so funny to me that it's made out of wood. I immediately, I just started giggling. I was like, oh, it's a death ray made out of wood.
Yeah, an old wood.
I can't, 2,300-year-old trees.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Experimentation on SCP-390 performed after years of careful restoration has shown that the device is capable of generating intense heat focused at a distance of up to 1,200 meters, causing water to vaporize and flammable materials to ignite within seconds. Exactly how the device is able to accomplish this is currently unknown and is the subject of continued research on the device. SCP-390 was uncovered by archaeologists at dig site near what was ancient Syracuse and subsequently reported to the Foundation by an undercover agent embedded in the team. Examination of the site also revealed what appears to be a mount that allowed the device to be precisely rotated and aimed. SCP-390 was recovered along with numerous documents and other minor anomalous artifacts, and Class B amnestics were administered to the members of the archaeology team.
You know, the other thing too, I mean, the fucking amnestics, all the drugs that they fucking
a lot
have,
of drugs.
All the drugs. I don't know. Might be the first time that we've actually ever brought this up. They fucking drug you so much.
They don't care.
At the Foundation, dude. If they don't want you to remember something, don't want you to feel any pain or whatever, just fucking
zap.
They fucking are sticking people left and right.
Dude. Yep. So here's a transcript of the recovered documents. The following set of vellum documents written in Hellenistic Greek were discovered in a sealed container at a dig site adjacent to the primary site of SCP-390 and secured by Foundation field personnel. Indecipherable genius. Despite the overwhelming odds, his inventions turned the tide of battle time and time again. Agnes, my love, still fears for our safety, but one cannot stand by the side of this intellectual giant and not see hope rekindled that we may yet win this war. Now it's nearly a year and a half ago and there's no end in sight. The Master has become increasingly desperate. I feel and toils throughout the night like a man possessed, alone and cloistered within his workshop where... Stomach turns as I remember the smell of burning Roman flesh and the screams, horrified screams as the machines set fire to their ships and soldiers died by the hundred. No longer stand as he falls ever deeper into madness. It's better to become a Roman slave than to be one responsible for such wanton death and destruction as an apprentice to the demon this man has become. I have arranged for a message to be handed to the Roman commander. Madness upon madness. Marcellus intends to take this madman to his own, to take his machine of death back to Rome. No, I cannot allow this. I cannot allow the demon to win. I will end his life by my own hand if I need be. And if I'm lucky, the general may even think that his own soldiers... Forgive me, Agnes.
What?
Shit.
What?
Crap.
You had me at ancient death rate, and then that whole...
And that was it.
I mean, this...
It's safe.
Oh, I just realized, yeah, if this was a handwritten document, the indecipherable bullshit
Would
is
be
just
scribbled.
like... Yeah, or like smeared, whatever fucking
Yeah.
bullshit, so that makes sense of what the hell that means.
Yeah.
What a shitty backstory there.
It's pretty shitty.
I wanted to... I mean, like, the death ray part was awesome. I mean, it's not... Yeah, I don't know.
Was it awesome? Was it like a laser, but not as good?
In my head, I can picture the ancient death ray made out of wood, and it like in my head, it looks awesome. But other than my imagery, this fucking thing sucks. The file sucks.
So you're giving
this is a 1.
That's a 1?
This is a 1.
This is barely a 2 for me.
What the shit?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Boo! Next one. We're ready to see if we can find one more short one.
All right.
Because that one looked longer, but wasn't. 129. Okay, 129. Progressive fungal infection.
All right.
Why does that sound familiar? It's too long.
Okay. Do another one. Do 921.
You want me to do Yep. You want to keep doing that? Yeah,
Why
sure.
not?
Let's see if 921's a little bit shorter. Museums of Memories. Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's shorter.
It is very short.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, yeah.
And it's got a decently high rating.
Of plus 262. Once again, we rolled 129, but we're going backwards because 129 was a little too long for us, and we're running late on this recording here.
That's fine.
Where do we got to be anyway? 921 object class Euclid, special containment procedures. Research site 346 has been constructed inside 921. Signs indicating volcano and earthquakes hazards are to be posted around 921's containment area in order to discourage civilian visitation. Foundation agents are to be disguised as members of the Armenian State Forest Services. Armenian? Armonite State Forest Services. Sure. And are to be ensured in the area is vacant at all times. Interaction with instances of 921-1 is permitted to all personnel who have passed the general authorization process for the site, while direct interaction with 921-2 requires authorization from the site director, Dr. Cyril. Description of 921. Oh my good God.
What?
Sub-area 3, sub-area 11, sub-area 15, sub-area 19. Oh. They're all different. This actually goes on.
It does.
Oh. Hold on. Here's what we're going to do.
Sorry.
Just because I'm actually interested in what the hell's going on here, I hear about earthquakes, I hear about volcanoes. I'm going to read the description. And we'll decide whether or not we want to save this for later or not.
Okay. Why would we want to?
Because it's a little bit longer, and I don't know if we wanted to read all of these sub areas as well.
But if we let's read it.
I'm saying if we read the description and we decided that even through this first paragraph, if we decide that this is a good one and it actually seems rather interesting, I would like to stop and save it for a future recording. All right. Whether if it's doesn't seem like it, because I mean, even with the rating of 262, I feel like that's once again like somewhere in our average. Mm-hmm. Because we could continue reading just this stop at the sub areas and not even continue. So anyway, description of 921 is an underground complex of rooms, tunnels, and chambers of various sizes, compositions, and age surrounding a central chamber located in a mountainous area near redacted area. Which seems like it would be... I'm just throwing this out there because it's a big... It looks like it's in the States, like in America somewhere. I don't know why. While some appear to be natural caves, others are clearly man-made or were formed by unknown means altogether. 921's anomalous nature stems from the effects of assorted objects it contains. Henceforth 921-1, have on those who interact with them. Many of rooms in 921 contain rock formations of underground flora in like cave rooms, mundane items, and other objects. These objects seem to contain sensations. When interacted with, each object will cause its user to experience a combination of sight, sound, sense, and other sensory inputs, as well as emotions. Non-lasting or harmful effects due to interaction with the instance of 921-1 will observe.
So it just makes you feel sensations.
I think the individual rooms or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mundane items and other object in unclassified rooms.
Okay.
I'm assuming that the different rooms have different feeling to them or whatever.
Right.
Different sensations. The central chamber of 921 houses an incorporeal entity, henceforth 921-2, who addresses those who enter the main chamber of 921. 921-2's voice originates from the ceiling of the central chamber, though no obvious source has been found. 921-2 seems to serve as a sort of guide and curator to instances of SCP-921-1, housed within 921. God damn, stop repeating the goddamn number. It will provide directions to a specific object area of the SCP or offer to a limited explanation of the sensation contained within an individual object. The exact extent, oh my god, put those words next to each other. Mm-hmm. The exact extent of the SCP-2's sentience is uncertain. So it seems like if one is the central chamber, right?
No. 921
oh, no, wait,
is
no.
the cave. 921-1 are the items in the cave. 921-2 is the sentient voice in the cave.
Right, okay. But instances of -1. Okay, I got it. It's like Smart House.
Yeah, it's like it's like an Alexa house.
Fuck it. I'm just going to keep reading it because there's only one more paragraph now.
Yeah.
921-2 refers to various sections of 921 as wings and to instances of 921-1 as focus points. Each wing, room, and object is named. New room and wings will occasionally appear within 921. Containment, new focus points. These areas of 921 will always be connected to an existing wing of the same general composition. And then there are
these 4 wings.
The 4 wings, which one is the Drowned Grotto Wing, the Inky Chambers Wing, the Gallow Wing? Gow, Gaol Wing, and the fucking Checkered Tunnel Wing?
Spelled with the British checkered.
Oh, that's literally how that's spelled?
They spell checks like sign a check with a QUE.
Oh, so maybe this is actually not anywhere near the States. Maybe
it could be UK, something UK.
Yeah, exactly. If we want to come back to this at one point, we can.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily opposed to it.
What does it just like give you a detail on what each wing does?
Well, yeah, it said there was the description of each wing.
Oh, and then focus points. Okay, I get it.
And then there was just a little bit more, but I didn't necessarily want to keep this rolling so far. But it totally seems interesting. I'm sure that the wings break down into, different details of we could probably figure out which one of those would be our favorite or whatever. I mean, just by like the quick read over, it's totally interesting. I would say that the sentient voice that is talking to you out in the main chamber, that's actually really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Before we end this episode, next episode, we're gonna do another quarterly review episode.
Yeah.
So
get caught up on our stuff.
Yeah, just what we've done this in the past. The Foundation, they get a hold of us. They tell us how to do our jobs.
Yeah.
They want us to review what we've already reviewed, or whatever the fuck ever. We did do this once before, and then I feel like the timing would be perfect. April, May, June, July. That episode should come out like perfect timing. So nice. Looking forward to doing that. Yeah. Going over some of the ones that we've read recently. Like I think our most favorite one would have been The Flesh of the Hates. Mm-hmm. I liked the Like, one of the ones that we actually read right after the first review was the picture one, the ghillie suit one that we haven't fucking seen in a while. But yeah, with that being said, I do want to thank everybody for stopping by the Going With Rogue channel. Please check out other content on the channel, like the Rogue Report podcast. Another thing that I've started recently here is doing gameplay series called Rogue Rumbles, where I'm doing random Royal Rumbles with fictitious characters, not wrestlers.
That was funny.
Well, did you watch the first one?
Yeah.
Do you want to do one with me?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Just watch it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be super funny.
Okay.
You don't worry about not knowing anything about wrestling, because obviously it's just fucking nonsense.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for coming over.
Sure.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
All right.
Later.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Do it now.
All right, bye.
Bye. Do it before you go to bed. Brush your hair.